नमस्तुभ्यं सततं मोदकप्रिय निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। पठामि संस्कृतं श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनाम वरानने। आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। आञ्जनेयमतिपाटलाननं काञ्चनाद्रिकमनीय विग्रहं पारिजाततरुमूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमाननन्दनं। यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकम्। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। सर्वेभ्यः सुप्रभातं, स्वागतम्। So before we start, anybody has any questions, comments? Who can repeat the as many shlokas? First 5, 6, 7. Who can chant them? Whoever can chant, kindly chant. As many shlokas that you remember. We'll continue from there. Sumerji, go ahead. Whatever, 3, 4, 5, as many as you know. I'll continue from there.
I know the first 5, but after that, I don't know it.
Perfect, no problem. Say those first 5. We'll continue from there.
Okay. तपस्वाध्याय निरतं तपस्वी वाग्विदाम्बरं नारदं परिपप्रच्छ वाल्मीकिर्मुनिपुङ्गवं कोन्वस्मिन् साम्प्रतं लोके गुणवान् कश्च वीर्यवान् धर्मज्ञश्च कृतज्ञश्च सत्यवाक्यो दृढव्रतः चारित्र्येण च को युक्तः सर्वभूतेषु को हितः विद्वान् कः समर्थश्च कश्चैकप्रियदर्शनः आत्मवान् को जितक्रोधो द्युतिमान् को न सूयकः कश्च बिभ्यति देवाश्च जातरोषस्य संयुगे एतदिच्छाम्यहं श्रोतुं परं कौतूहलं हि मे महर्षि त्वं समर्थोऽसि ज्ञातमेवं विधं नरम्।
Anyone else knows after this from the 6th shloka? So Nagaraji, repeat after me.
Sure, Mahoday.
Raj Mahoday?
Yes, Mahoday. Can you hear me?
Shrutva. Yes. Shrutva chaitatrilokagno.
Shrutva chaitatrilokagno.
Valmikirnarado vachah.
Valmikirnarado vachah.
Shruyatamiti chamantrya.
Shruyatamiti chamantrya.
Prahrushto vakyamabravit.
Prahrushto vakyamabravit.
Bahavo durlabhaschaiva.
Bahavo durlabhaschaiva.
Ye tvaya kirtita gunaah.
Ye tvaya kirtita gunaah.
Pune vakshyamyaham buddha.
Mune vakshyamyaham buddha.
तैर्युक्तः श्रूयतां नरः
तैर्युक्तः श्रूयतां नरः
इक्ष्वाकुवंशप्रभवो
इक्ष्वाकुवंशप्रभवो
रामो नाम जनैः श्रुतः
रामो नाम जनैः श्रुतः
नियतात्मा महावीर्यो
नियतात्मा महावीर्यो
द्युतिमान् धृतिमान् वशी
द्युतिमान् धृतिमान् वशी
बुद्धिमान् नीतिमान् वाग्मी
बुद्धिवान् नीतिमान् वाग्मी
श्रीमान् शत्रुनिबर्हणः
श्रीमान् शत्रुनिबर्हणः
विपुलांसो महाबाहुः
विपुलांसो महाबाहुः
कम्बुग्रीवो महाहनुः
कम्बुग्रीवो महाहनुः
महोरस्को महेश्वासो
महोरस्को महेश्वासो
गूढजत्पुररिन्दमः
गूढजत्रुररिन्दमः
आजानुबाहुः सुशिराः
आजानुबाहुः सुशिरा
सुललाटः सुविक्रमः
सुललाटः सुविक्रमः
समः समविभक्ताङ्गः
तमः समविभक्ताङ्गः
स्निग्धवर्णः प्रतापवान्
स्निग्धवर्णः प्रतापवान्
पीनवक्षा विशालाक्षो
पीनवक्षा विशालाक्षो
लक्ष्मीवान् शुभलक्षणः
लक्ष्मीवान् शुभलक्षणः
धर्मज्ञः सत्यसन्धश्च
धर्मज्ञः सत्यसन्धश्च
प्रजानां च हिते रतः
प्रजानां च हिते रतः
यशस्वी ज्ञानसम्पन्नः
यशस्वी ज्ञानसम्पन्नः
शुचिर्वत्स्य समाधिमान्
शुचिर्वश्यः समाधिमान्
प्रजापतिसमः श्रीमान्
प्रजापतिः समः श्रीमान्
धाता रिपुनिषूदनः
धाता रिपुनिषूदनः
रक्षिता जीवलोकस्य
रक्षिता जीवलोकस्य
धर्मस्य परिरक्षिता
धर्मस्य परिरक्षिता
रक्षिता स्वस्य धर्मस्य
रक्षिता स्वस्य धर्मस्य
स्वजनस्य च रक्षिता
स्वजनस्य च रक्षिता
वेदवेदाङ्गतत्त्वज्ञो
वेदवेदाङ्गतत्त्वज्ञो
धनुर्वेदे च निष्ठितः
धनुर्वेदे च निष्ठितः
सर्वशास्त्रार्थतत्त्वज्ञः
सर्वशास्त्रार्थतत्त्वज्ञः
स्मृतिमान् प्रतिभानवान्
स्मृतिवान् प्रतिभानवान्
even I did this mistake last time. स्मृतिमान् प्रतिभानवान्
स्मृतिमान् प्रतिभानवान्
सर्वलोकप्रियः साधुः
सर्वलोकप्रियः साधुः
अदीनात्मा विचक्षणः
अदीनात्मा विचक्षणः
सर्वदाभिगतः सद्भिः
सर्वदाभिगतः सद्भिः
समुद्र इव सिन्धुभिः
समुद्र इव सिन्धुभिः
आर्यः सर्वः समश्चैव
आर्यः सर्वः समश्चैव
तदैकप्रियदर्शनः
तदैकप्रियदर्शनः
स च सर्वगुणोपेतः
स च सर्वगुणोपेतः
कौसल्यानन्दवर्धनः
कौसल्यानन्दवर्धनः
समुद्र इव गाम्भीर्ये
समुद्र इव गाम्भीर्ये
धैर्येण हिमवानिव
धैर्येण हिमवानिव
विष्णुना सदृशो वीर्ये
विष्णुना सदृशो वीर्ये
सोमवत्प्रियदर्शनः
सोमवत्प्रियदर्शनः
कालाग्निसदृशः क्रोधे
कालाग्निः सदृशः क्रोधे
क्षमया पृथिवी समः
क्षमया पृथिवी समः
धनदेन समस्त्यागे
धनधेन समस्त्यागे
सत्ये धर्म इवापरः
सत्ये धर्म इवापरः.
So just as first 5 slokas we were chanting till we went through all those gunas every class, so also till we come to this 19th sloka, we will be chanting these. So our aim is, as we are progressing, that we learn these 19 slokas, which portray both, which list both the qualities asked by Valmiki of Narada, and with delight and all passion that Narada responded to Valmiki before starting the story of Rama. To introduce Rama character, he so delightfully described Rama's qualities in so many characters. And then he briefly runs through the entire story in the remaining about 70 shlokas. Okay. So we will, last time what we went till, we went through Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabho Ramo Nama Janai Shrutah. We did Niyatatma, Mahavirya, Dyutiman, Dhritiman, Vashi, Buddhiman, Nitiman, Vagmi, Shriman, Shatru Nibarhanaha. We did 10 qualities till in the last session. We will continue from there. But as we said, every session, let us at least do weekly once, see our Panchangam, Adhyatana Panchangam. Sharvari Nama Samvatsare, Uttarayane. Today Tithi is Tritiya, but Tritiya of Vasanta Rutau. So the way in certain parts of Bharat, Masa, they are either Masa starts with Amanta, which means for the southern India, month ends with Amavasya, starts with Shukla Pratipad. In Uttara Bharat, month ends with Purnima and month starts with Krishna Paksha Pratipad. So based on that, the Ritu and the month name changes. Even though Tithi remains the same, Tithi Nakshatra Yoga remains the same, but the way month is mentioned, and because Ritu is based on month name, these two vary during Krishna Panthas, Krishna Pakshas. Ritu varies every second month during the Krishna Paksha. So because right now we are in Krishna Paksha, Tritiya, the month is, Vaishakha Masa for the Amanta, for those who consider Amavasya as the end of the month. For us, it is Vaishakha Masa. For those who consider Purnima as the month, that means Purnima was already over. So for them, Vaishakha was already over. They start Jeshta. Typically in Uttar Bharat, it is Purnimanta Panchanga. So for them, Jeshta Masa. And hence, Chaitra Vaishakha is Vasant Ritu, Jeshta Ashadha is Grishma Ritu. Hence, for Amanta, it is still Vasant Ritu, but for Grishma, Purnimanta, it is Grishma Ritu. So, Sharvari Nama Samvatsare, Uttarayane, Vasant Ritu or Grishma Ritu, Vaishakha Mase or Jeshta Mase, Krishna Pakshe, Tritiya Tithihi, up till 10:34 tonight. Today is again Sthiravasaraha or Shanivasaraha. Nakshatram is Jeshta till 7:33 p.m., followed by Mula. Yoga, Shiva is the yoga, going till 9:12 p.m., followed by Siddha Yoga. Karanam, as we said, every day there are 3 Karanams typically which run. Sometimes very rarely 4th Karanam joins. Right now it is Vanik Karanam, followed by Vishtihi from 11:34 a.m. till 10:34 p.m. After that it is Bhava Karanam. Okay, so today, as we said, so far, Netatma, Mahaviryo, Dyutiman, Dhritiman, Vashi, Buddhiman, Nitiman, Vagmi, Shriman, Shatrunibarhanaha, Vipulam So Mahabahu, Kambugrivo Mahahanu. No, sorry. We stopped at Shatrunibarhanaha. So till there, they were one set of qualities about Rama described in basic characteristics. Now onwards, the next set of 3 shlokas are about what is called as Samudrika Lakshana Shastram. In our Hindu studies or in Vedic studies, there is a branch called Samudrika Lakshana Shastram, which means they look at physical, physical appearances.
Attributes.
Huh?
Attributes.
Physical attributes, yes. They look at the physical attributes and are able to categorize people into, they would have done such a long statistical study that they are able to categorize people into buckets based on the color, based on the skinness, whether dry skin or wet skin, which is called Snigdha Varnaha. Snigdha is a bit of oily, wet shade. Based on the height, based on how you look. So we are even based on how you stand, based on how is your nose, based on how are your jaws, how are your cheekbones, right? How is your neck? For some people, neck is so short. For some people, neck is too tall, like ostrich. So they took all these into consideration. The shoulders, the what is this called? What is this called? Before biceps, this muscle here,
Triceps.
not triceps. Behind.
Mm.
At the shoulder only, just after the joint, the muscle that forms here, that is Vipulams. So that one, your waist, etc. In fact, Stitch Fix is a company which tries to send you online dresses based on your body, measurements, etc. So one of their Pinterest, I keep receiving their email, Pinterest. And so they say, what kind of dresses should you wear? Based on, even for men, based on what they drew as a inverted triangle, which means broad shoulders, narrow waist, versus for somebody like me, whose shoulders are not very broad. So it is a regular triangle, which means, but they have wider hips, less broad shoulder. For them, they say, hey, don't wear regular jeans, wear either relaxed or kind of thing. So that means there are systematic studies even today about how the body is, accordingly how you should dress and how you should improve yourself. For example, Dale Carnegie has a lot of research study on some of these body physical related things.
Yeah.
For example, they say, how should you shake hand? They say, hey, you should shake hand. If you give a very firm shake hand, that means you are a aggressive or you are a very confident person. Versus somebody who just give the palm, they let you shake the hand. That means, they are very docile, submissive people, right? Versus some people who look in your eyes, versus somebody who is always looking a bit down, even though he's talking right, even though he's talking correct, right? So people have done a lot of studies on these physical appearances, physical expressions, and your physical structure, right? Today, it is still not published as a science yet, as a branch of science, because it is still being documented and being researched. I'm looking for the name for that study, and Vikramji and I were also discussing.
Yeah. The name of the book I know, Bhogaji, is How to Read a Person Like This Book, like a book. And it is a study name. I'm just trying to recollect myself. Give me some time. It'll come to me. But the name of the book, Dale Carnegie published almost like even before, more than a couple of decades ago.
Oh yes.
Long time. Was How to Read a Person Like This Book. It was a in those days, it used to be a very popular book.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct. So now this is all. Now our Samudrika Shastram is, in Valmiki himself is listing here onwards the Samudrika Lakshanani of Rama. That means how much before old this study, this subject discipline has been there in our Vedic studies. So let's just know that also. That is why I brought this point. Otherwise, we could have directly continued with the shlokas. But to know the relevance of our studies, of how many branches of study we do have. And as we go through, we will know a lot more such disciplines of study in Ramayana itself, quoted, referenced by Valmiki Maharshi. So the current shloka is Vipulamso Mahabahu Kambugrivo Mahahanuhu. We'll continue from there. So Vipulamsaha, here onwards it starts. What is Amsaha? Amsa is Bhuja, Skandha, Shiraha. These are various synonyms for it. So Unnata Skandhaha, shoulders, high shoulders versus dropped shoulders versus high shoulders. So Unnata Skandhaha. Now, so these are all these qualities that are listed, and we'll get some more references from the original Shastra statements also. These are all of Mahapurusha Lakshanani. So here itself it says, Unnata Skandhatvamcha Mahapurusha Lakshanam iti Samudrikoktam. Uktam is said statement of Samudrika Shastram, saying what? Mahapurusha Lakshanam, great people's quality. One of that is Unnata Skandha. Even there, these qualities are again bucketed based on your profession. Unnata Skandhatvam is not expected of a Brahmana Varna, for example. Those who are into studies and research, of them, these expectations of Mahapurusha are different versus somebody who is into services, versus somebody who is into trade, versus somebody who is into, professional services, etc. Right? So different people have different, just as a product development engineer, quality is expected of him as the best versus a professional services engineer versus a salesman, right? Even though all of them would probably be at the same, level of level 4, level 3, whatever in a company, on the Varna that they are in, the expected Mahapurusha qualities, the best qualities, are different. So that is why I just quoted there. So Unnata Skandhatvam cha Mahapurusha Lakshanam iti Samudrika Uktam. Another definition of Vipula. Vipula is what? Vipula is elaborate, right? Concise, right? That is Vipula. Vipula Amsaha. Amsaha is shoulders. So Vipula Mamsalonnatavamsau Amsau. So Vipula means what here? What does elaborate or concise or expanded mean? So they are qualifying it by saying Vipula Mamsalau. Mamsa is a Sanskrit word, which is there in all the Indian languages. Mamsa is flesh, muscle, right? So Vipula Mamsalau. So after the shoulder, if this circle has to be a nice circle. Here onwards, we see a fantastic bodybuilder qualities of Sri Rama. How is his physical body? So it starts with this Vipulam. So Mamsalau, one full of flesh, full of muscles. Mamsalau, Unnata Amsau. Amsau means Skandhau. So it is flesh and so is high. In English also, I keep, when we read these romantic novels, when they describe men also, square shoulders, do they say? I think they say square shoulders. Square cut shoulders or square shoulders. So which means they are, broad and they're like square. But that is not a close description. But anyway, so Vipulau means Mamsalau, Unnatavamsau, Amsau means Skandhau, Yasya Saha. And the reference there is from the Kosha, Skandhaha, Bhujaha, Shiraha, Amsaha. These are all sort of synonyms. Vararuchina Uktam. Vararuchi is another great scientist, come poet of our old times. So in his compilation, it is said, Kakshaha, Kukshascha, Vakshascha, Ghrana, Skandhau, Lalatika, Sarvabhuteshu Nirdishta, Unnataha, Te Sukha Pradaha iti. In fact, it is the other way now. Vararuchi is also qualifying it. What he says is, all these features which are Unnata, which means tall or best or great, which is Kukshihi is your waist, Vakshaha, Ghranaha is now nose, Skandaha shoulders, Lalatika is your forehead. Once for those whom these are very what do you say, very obvious or very prominent, they sarvabhuteshu nirdishta unnataha te sukha pradaha, he says. Da is dadati. So prada is gives abundantly. Sukha pradaha. So those are people, such people give others, happiness, it seems. So ones with these features generally are those who give others happiness. Unnata Skandhatvam cha Mahapurusha Lakshanam iti Samudrike Uktam Mahapurusha ityarthaha. So that is about Vipulamsahu. Then Mahabahuhu. So from here comes the Bahu, the shoulders, forearms and hands. So Mahabahuhu Vritta Pivara Bahuhu. Pivara is fleshy, just like Mamsala, right? Pivara is so the Bahuhu with nice muscles, well shaped. And how vritta is curvy muscles. So where you have your biceps very curved here, this amsaha with a nice mansala there. So all curvy shapes of Rama is being described here. Vritta pivara bahu mahantau mamsalau bahu yasya saha. That is Mahabahu. Another definition. This is pure Sanskrit definition here. So great muzzled forearms, yasya saha, whose he is Mahabahu. And another definition of it is Ajanu Bahu, which also comes later. Ajanu Lambinau. So when we say Janu is knees, Uru is thighs, Janu is knees, then Janghe is our calf, and then Pada, right? So Ajanu, A prefix in Sanskritam always means till, typically, or till then, till where, till there, iti. Like we say, A Setu Himalaya, meaning from Setu till Himalaya. A Setu Himalaya Paryantam. So likewise, Ajanu means all the way from here till your Janu, knees. That means such long hands. One who has is Ajanu. So Ajanu Lambinau Vritta Pinau Mahishware iti Samudrika Lakshanam. So Samudrika Shastram says this. Ajanu Lambinau Bahu Vritta Pinau Mahishware. So these are the qualities of Mahishwara. Mahi is earth, land, Bhumi. So Mahi Ishwara, that means Ishwara of the Mahipati, which means kings, emperors, or rulers. Typically their structures are, Ajanu Bahu. So Vipulam So Mahabahu. Then the next one is Kambugrivaha. Kambugriva is, Kambu is essentially Shankha. So,
Excuse
in fact,
me, Bhogaji. Sorry, before you go on to the next one, I missed the meaning. What did you say? Piva is? Piva.
Pina, Pivara. Pivara is a muzzle, flesh muzzle. So Pinam Varam Asti iti Pivara. So muzzle, fleshy, well curved muzzle. So Vritta Pivara is curvy muzzled hands. Vritta Pivara Bahu, curvy muzzled hands is Mahabahu.
Thank you.
Good.
So Bhogaji, since we have a break, I have one more kind of comment.
Yeah.
So it's Ajanu Bahu. So I don't know, those people who follow basketball, one of the things they measure is called wingspan. So the wingspan, basically, the longer the wingspan, better defender or the person is. So I guess the Rama's wingspan was quite long. He would be an excellent basketball player.
Yeah. To that point, right? It was seen in those days as a warrior Lakshana, because if you hold a sword or any weapon, you can hold it much further than your body. You see.
Correct.
So, and the name of the study is physiognomy, Bhogaji. Study of physical appearance. I've sent you a message.
Physiognomy.
Yeah. I've sent you a message on WhatsApp. Then we'll share it with the rest of the group. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, please directly share it in that WhatsApp group. Physiognomy. Great.
Yeah.
So Samudrika Shastram is called physiognomy. Great.
Yeah.
Great. Good one example, Srirangji, and qualified by Vikramji. So essentially, if you have long hands, as Vikramji said, you're able to keep your opponent bit far away than him coming close by. And if you're able to, wield the sword, or hold the bow, you're able to hold it much farther from your body. So you're able to, you're ahead of somebody else standing in the same line, but his hands are a bit short. Even that few inches, he's missing it. Or one with Ajanu Bahu is gaining it. Excellent example. So Kambugrivaha. So even in Devi Stotras, everywhere, Kambu, the neck, a neck is not just like a tube. Shankha takes a shape like this, right? So a neck which is like this is more beautiful according to our Samudrika Shastra, both for men as well as women, right? So the neck should be like a Shankha. So Shankha Tula Kantaha. Kantha is this one. Tula is comparable to a Shankha, conch. I think we all know Shankha, but anyway, for Sumir or others who don't know, just for them. So Shankha Tula Kantha is Kambu Grivaha. So Kantha, Griva, these are synonyms. Kambutulya Rekha Rekatra Visishta Griva Yasya Saha. So one is Kambutulya, the other one is Rekha Atra Visishta. So on this neck of these divine people, divine quality persons, they say there are some Rekhas. In fact, that is another Shastra for us. As part of Samudrika Shastram, there is something called Rekha Shastram, of which one is the Hasta Rekha, but there are some Rekhas that they see on your Lalata, some Rekhas that they see on your Griva, and then and several other such parts. They see Rekhas, and accordingly they try to study you and accordingly forecast or predict, make predictions.
Bogaji, one small submission. Today, that study is called, one of the proportion is called divine proportion. Okay.
Divine proportion?
Yeah, it is based on Fibonacci series. How the Fibonacci series progresses. There's a today plastic surgeons use that for defining beauty as a proportion. So I'll share some study. Most of them will know everything, like flower, everything. There's a proportion: 1 petal, 3 petal, 5 petal. There's a proportion called divine proportion, which is based on pi. Okay, everything. So that proportion is itself called divine proportion. Everything in nature is designed in that pattern. That is what they're describing.
Fantastic. Vikramji, please make these notes, share these tips in the WhatsApp group also and in our classroom there, so that they are recorded.
Okay.
For everyone.
Sure, Bogaji.
So,
these are some humble submissions, so I don't I don't think of big of them, but whatever little knowledge that is relevant, I'm making connections so that it's relevant to today's people. That's all.
Super. Yeah. Yes, because that is what is important. So we should not be, the reason we are trying to find an equivalent or a relevance, equivalent of contemporary studies and contemporary observations is because to see that this is relevant.
Yes. And to say validation that this existed before also, right? It's not that something is coming up. These researches we have done and we have to continue on those research lines.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing new is essentially what we're trying to say.
Research is
somebody is trying to invent on their, or invent the wheel on their own. That's okay. But as long as it's a sincere attempt, all of them will converge to the same readings, just like in all other readings that are being observed today.
Yes. So that is my submission, Bogaji. Sorry for the interruption. Sorry.
No. Welcome. And we want it to be interactive, not just one way. So others also, if you have more inputs or questions, please feel free, because we don't want it to be just one-way talk. Keep on talking. So Kambutulya Rekha Atra Visishta. So the Rekhas on this net here, they are the significant Rekhas. And one with such Rekha, in the shape of the Kambu Shankha, is called Kambugrivaha. Kambuggrivascha Nrupatihi Lambakarnaha Atibhushanaha Iti Lakshanam. Again, another quote from Samudrika Shastram is that Kambugrivaha Nrupatihi. Nru is Nara, Nrupatihi is Narapatihi. Nrusimha, Narasimha. Right? If you take that example, you will understand. Nrupatihi is Narapatihi. That is king. Somebody best of that society of the people, of that group of people. So, such people's typically they have Kambagriva is what is said. And that is the Atibhushanaha. And their Karnas also are Atibhushanaha. So that means their ears are lengthy, long ears. So that, in fact, on a personal note, right, my grandmother used to say, Are Babgadu, they call me. Are Babgadu, had you been a girl, we would have lost so much in gold, Ray. Because she says, this area of mine is so wide that to cover it with studs, you need such wider stud. So, Karnaha Atibhushanaha. So, because their ears are such long of such people that they can do lot of decorations on ornamentation on their ears. Atibhushanaha iti lakshanam. So, Vipulamso Mahabahu Kambugrivo Mahahanuhu. So, this Hanu, there are two meanings or two definitions. There is one definition of the Janu, Ja, which is what is used for Hanuman. So Hanu, yes, one with his prominent Hanu is Hanuman. But for Rama, when we say Mahahanuhu, Mahatyau Pushte. So Mahatyau, this is in Dvivachanam. In Sanskritam, we know, right? In all other languages, there is only singular, plural. One number, everything else is plural. But in Sanskritam alone, they have recognized that there is one unit, singleton entity. There is a dual entity. There are so many things that are two in nature. 2 hands, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, couple. There is always a male-female couple, dark, bright, day and night couple. So they realized that, hey, we need a significant number for 2 number also, because this is there. Then onwards, plural. So this is all. So Mahahanu, Mahatyau is dual number. So Mahatyau Pushte. Pushti is strong, right? Strong. So strong, great. Hanuhu is a singular. Hanu is Dvivachanam. So Hanu, and they are qualifying it. Which Hanu? Kapola upari bhagaha. Kapola is cheeks. Kapola upari. Upari is above Kapola. This bhaga. So which means cheekbone. So one who has high, strong cheekbones. So, this one is Mahahanuhu. That's a qualification given there. Then Adhastat, again they are qualifying just to say that this is not this Hanu, but it is this Hanu. Adhastat iti amaraha. In Amarakosha, this is qualified, this is defined. Adhastat, from bottom, Chibukam, Gandaha, Kapolaha, Tat Para Hanuhu. So Amarakoshe, this is the definition given. From bottom, this is how the order of those names of the parts of the face. So Chibukam is the chin, Gandaha is this jawbone, and then Kapolau is the cheeks, Tat Para, beyond that is Hanuhu. So which comes to, this cheekbone or whatever that is. So one who has high cheekbones, that is Mahahanu. Imagine Rama now, as we are reading each of the Samudrika Lakshana, get this complete understanding of this and keep lingering in that visualization of yours of Sri Rama, so that anytime you sit for dhyana, he will immediately appear for you. That is the aim of describing these qualities in this detail. Otherwise, if we just say, Mahabahu, Mahahanuhu, Vipulamsaha, oh, we all know it, right? And we jump to the story. There is some certain benefit there also, but the benefit that we get through this of understanding each quality, each organ of his body face, so that when you close your eyes and now linger in these descriptions, in this visualization, you will have the best ever dhyanam. Best ever dhyanam. That is the aim of at least myself reading these in such detail. So one with high cheekbones, curvy forearms, shoulders, forearms, long hands, and Kambugrivaha, his neck, the tall neck. And sometimes so I feel, to describe such Ramas, probably, these animated movies are much better. Because you will not find anybody who can act like that, you might do the makeup, but the body structure as described, especially once we start reading Ramayana like this, we will not be able to accept any other actor like that. So the only best thing will be an artist who is able to draw it, that with long neck and all such features like that, and then make an animated movie out of it. That is much better. So that is Amarakosha's definition of Mahahanu. And again,
quick thing. See, Hanuman also, I think, is from the same quality of having a prominent jaws, right? The name Hanuma,
yes.
Hanulu. Yeah. Same.
Yes. Yeah, but there is a, see, Hanu is also used for jaws. For Hanuman, it is more about jaws. But, it can be Hanu also, because even his cheekbones come, his cheeks come out, right? So it can be this Hanu also. So Mahahanu, Rama is Mahahanu. And of course, Hanuman's name is Hanuman. So Mahahanu, another definition is Mamsalau tu Hanu yasya bhavatah bhavatastvisha bhavatah ishat unnatau. Bhavatah means again in Dvivachanam, is there. Mamsalau, first of all, there should be fleshy cheekbones. It should not be just the bone, popping out. There should be nicely curved, covering flesh. Mamsalau tu Hanu yasya bhavatah tu ishad. Ishad is kinchit, a little unnatau. It should be slightly high so that it is prominently visible. Ishad unnatau. Sanaraha mrishtam ashnati yavat ayuhu sukhanvitaha. Iti punah lakshanam. Samudrika Lakshana Shastram says that. So such a person who has this Mamsalau Hanu, Ishad Unnatau, Sanaraha Mrishtam Ashnati. He enjoys, he consumes and enjoys very well. Ashnati is eat or consumes essentially, whether you consume it through mouth or through eyes or through ears. For us, eating doesn't mean ahara, ashnam. Essentially does not mean just eating vegetable food or lively food alone. Any consumption is called ahara for us. Aharati means consumes or receives or takes in, right, is ahara. So ashnati doesn't necessarily mean eating food, but that all the inputs that you receive through your indriyas, pancha jnanendriyas, is all ashnam, aharam only. So mrishtam ashnati, one who consumes sufficiently, and sukhanvitaha, and is happy, always happy. So these are the qualities that Samudrika Shastram has observed of such Mahahanuhu people. So Vipulamso Mahabahu Kambugrivo Mahahanuhu. So the next sloka starts here, the 10th one. Mahorasko Maheshwaso Gudhajatru Rarindamaha Ajanubahu Sushiraha Sulalatas Suvikramaha. We are continuing the Samudrika Lakshana Shastrana here. So Mahoraskaha. Uraha is the organ or is the body part here. Ura is the chest. So from here again several names come. Uragaha, have you heard that? Uraga is the name of serpents or reptiles because they don't have legs. So how do they ga is gachati. Khagaha is another name, for example. Kham is akasha, space. Kham is space. So in that K means in kham. K gachati iti khagaha. Om khagaya namaha, we say of Surya. Because he is going or he is hanging in K in the space. Likewise, Khagaha is used for most of those big, powerful birds like Garutman, etc. Right? He is also Khaga. Garuda is also Khaga. Likewise, Uraga. So Gachati, by in what, where? With Ura. So they crawl with their chest only, right? All serpents and all, they crawl with their chest only. So Urasa Gachati iti Uraha. So that is Uraha, chest. So Maha Uraha Ka is the pratyaya there. One who has a Maha chest, wide chest, broad chest, strong chest. That is essentially Mahoraskaha. But qualified as through Shastra definitions, Mahad means Vishalatvat. Mahat Vishalatvadina Prashamsaniyam. Prashamsaniyam means you have to praise, a praisable, praiseworthy, broad Uram, Uraha, Yasya, Saha. So a praiseworthy broad chest is called, one who has that is called Mahoraskaha. Further qualified with the Samudrika Lakshanam again. Sthiram, Vishalam, Kathinam, Unnatam, Mamsalam, Samam, Vaksho, Yasya, Mahipalaha, Tat Samova Bhaven Naraha. So Samudrika Shastram is saying, so see, if you see our Bharatiya political structure, it was not mere only, what do you say, a physically strong guy becoming the king. No, there can be several physical strong guys, but a king is nominated and what do you call, what is it called? Given oath by Rishi, by a Maharshi of that time. Whether it is Vashishta, Chanakya, or as late as like that, or Samartha, Ramdas ji. For us, it is Rishis who nominate, appoint the kings. Why? Because they have studied, they are knowledgeable, they know the sciences, they know the current problems and issues, and so they are the right people to choose and propose who should be the ruler, administrator. So, Samudrika Shastram is saying Mahipalaha. Mahipala is again Mahipati, ruler of the land, which means king or whatever. So Mahipalasya qualities should be what? Sthiram, stable. Now for some people it will be loose, right? So those who are doing good body build have this chest, breasts as strong, right? So sthiram it should be, and vishalam it has to be broad, and kathinam, tough it should be. So even if somebody hits on it, or if there is a sword war on it, or war meaning on a sword cut or whatever on it, right? It should be kathinam, it should be tough, and unnatam, high, meaning coming, protruding out. Mamsalam samam. So mamsalam is again flesh. So the one whose chest should be stable, broad, tough, high, fleshy, vakshaha yasya mahipalaha tat samo va bhavennaraha. Somebody like that, tat samaha, at least somebody like that. No, tat samaha is like him. Va, it is, they are putting a va. At least tat samaha va bhavet naraha. Only such a person who has this can be Mahipala, they're saying, because they knew king has to be a strong guy to be able to protect his people. So that is Mahoraskaha. Then Maheshwasaha. Mahorasko Maheshwaso Godhajatra Rindamaha. So Maheshwasaha. Again, I'll just give a quick break. Anybody has any questions, comments, your inputs? You are studying? No.
Bhogaji, like how Shriranji was mentioning, they were saying that, like, I mean, they get these body features because they do such activities. And so that is why, Michael Phelps, he was swimming so much that his feet were more like flippers. So, I mean, really, I mean, that's why he was, if you see his feet, it is like that. So, I think because Brahma, I mean, King is involved in such activities, that is why his body features becomes like that.
One more example is Hayagriva. Because he read Vedas so much, actually, he started looking like a horse. That's what they say. Because his Griva, he became the contest of Vedas, right? Constantly reciting. His jaws and throat became like that.
Right. No, that's very good. Another example, Phelps, right? Yeah, swimmer. So it is two ways, like you said, Suprabhaji. One who has that is eligible, and who is eligible? One who is constantly working on it only will develop such qualities and such features, and so he is the right worthy person. Right. Now, the examples that we are quoting is of only one aspect, like you said, a swimmer or a football player. But here is one person who is comprising all of them. And that is why he is worthy of studying for millennia of years. Please share such inputs. Yes, because I am not so contemporary in general knowledge. So kindly, please share these inputs. So probably into medical field, you know a lot more.
So Bhogaji, not to take too much of time in the conversation, but since Suprabhaji brought up, there is one analogy that has been done on the greatest players. I mean, I don't know about the kings, and I mean, obviously, Suprabhaji brought about Rama and all the kings, but in the sports industry as well, some may have the physique and they may do good, but some may have physique, but they excel. They give example of Shaquille O'Neal and LeBron James. LeBron, who's that person, is basketball player. So there's an interesting comparison between those two players as to why LeBron is able to exceed expectation. So there are a few things that I don't want to take away, but one may have the physique, one may have the qualities, but that's not good enough. There's something that need to have, and we can have both the right on that topic at a later time. But there are so many things that goes into becoming one person to be the expert or more effective or efficient in any task or anything, whether it's football or the sports or the king or the spiritual person. So anyway, I'll just stop there.
No, I think that just say what is that one quality other than that physical fitness.
I think they were saying Shaquille O'Neal. Sorry, I mean, it's completely away from Ramayana, but it's very relevant since you brought it up. Shaquille O'Neal, though he had the physique, I mean, think about it. I think he was 7'6", something like that. He was very healthy, but still, if you look at the statistics, they are not as staggering as LeBron. What they said is that LeBron not only has that physique, but also puts in some extra effort, just some minute detail that he pays attention to. And those minute details, where he takes a jump and what angle that he has the toe, that makes him to be more successful in free throws and defending. So it's just about, because the field is the same, right? Basketball court is the same for both of them. They both have the same physique, but I think LeBron, what is not last name, I don't know. He's much more effective and efficient in his numbers. So there are more, I can go into the details later on.
Excellent. Yeah, so that is correct. So there is that something more, something that is subtle and some additional quality that they have, which makes that difference. Very correct. And that is why, if we see, even though when Valmiki asked for 16, Narada is elaborating them in such detail and in categories that it is not just physical structure. It is not just dharma, satya qualities. And it is going to be several such more qualities that all of them put together gives that unique identity unique personality of Sri Rama. Very correct, Ajay ji. Thank you. So Mahoraskaha, then the next quality is Maheshwasaha. Ishu is Bana. So this is about his archery quality. Maha Ishwasaha. So Mahan Ishwaso Dhanuhu Yasya Saha is Maheshwasaha. One who is able to launch the issue through his dhanu the best way. Mahan Ishwasaha Dhanuhu Yasya Saha. Anena Taduchitam Samhanana Visheshaha Lakshyate. Anena means with this quality, which is the previous line, which is Mahan Ishwaso Dhanuras Yasya Saha. Anena, with that quality, with that, what is said, Taduchitam Samhanana Visheshaha. Samhananam. Hananam is kill. Samhananam is samyak killing. So killing, when you are able to kill the foe, the enemy, that quality is said as part of this Maheshwasaha. Then Gudhajatruhu, again Samudrika Lakshanam. Gudham, we all know, right? In all our languages, Gudha is hidden or hidden. Yeah, Gudhachari, when we say, is a spy, because he's hiding underground and finding out details, etc. So Gudha Jatru. Jatru is this collar bones. And so now there are so many details given here about this Gudha Jatru. I picked only one liner here. Based on how prominently... Huh?
Are you sharing? I'm not able to see anything.
You're not able to see?
Yeah.
No, I'm sharing.
Yes, you are sharing. I'm able to see.
Okay.
How about others, sir?
Maybe I'll get out and get back in, Bhogaji. It might be...
My internet is slow. You're able to see, right?
I'm able to see that. I think most of us is able to see.
Okay, I'll get out and get back in. Thank you.
Okay. So it is about collarbones. Based on how visible the collarbones are, they try to say, and it is obvious, right? If we see, for example, when these Christian missionary organizations, when they show as part of service, feed the poor, and they show typically African people, African pictures of a boy, of a lady, squatting, etc. When they show that, their collarbones are, they're like very prominently visible, as if it is a girdle here, right, around her neck. So, Gudha Jatru, that means the collarbone is not visible. Gudham, the Jatru, collarbones are Gudham, hidden. That means if you have very well covered muscle here, that means you are healthy. That means you are strong, right? It's obvious. So, Gudha Jatru, Gudhe Mamsalatvat Nimagne Jatruni. So, Gudhe means what? Mamsalatvat Nimagne. Nimagna is filled with, immersed in. Immersed in what? Mamsalatvam, with nice muscle around here. The bone should not be visible like a bone there. So, Mamsalatvat Nimagne Jatruni, again jewel, because you have two. Jatrun, Jatruni. Jatruni, Vakshaha, Vakshomsaha, Samvigate Asthini Yasya Saha. That is Gudha Jatru. So, basically about strong muscle covering your collarbones there. Gudha Jatru, Arindamaha. So, Dama is Shama Damadi. Tyagaraja also describes that, right? So, Shama Dama. Dama is, you are able to put him under restraint. Whom? Arin. Arihi is Shatru. Arishad Vargaha, we say, right? Ari is Ripu, Shatru, these are all synonyms in Sanskritam. So, Arindamaha, one who is able to put the enemies under control, at their place, in their place, is Arindamaha. So, Nija Bhakta, so what is the description here? Why is that required? Nija Bhaktanam Arin means of his real devotees' enemies, the enemies of his real devotees. Who are they? That is one. So one who is able to put enemies of his bhaktas, of his devotees, that means who are causing trouble for his devotees, for his followers. Nija bhaktanam arin kamadin nija bhaktantaraya krita papani va. So they are putting it in two ways. One is physical enemies. The other one is our internal enemies, such as kamadi. Kamadin nija bhaktyantaraya. So for the devotion, for the devotees, the other Arishad Vargas, they become distractors. And so they are your enemies. And they cause antaraya. Antaraya is gap in reaching your Rama or your destiny. So such antaraya kruta papani, the papa, the sins that we are, or the distracted activities, as we go away, as we get distracted from our goal by the Arishad Vargas, he is able to damayanti, he is able to put them in control. That is Arindamaha, another quality given from the bhakti point of view. But the first part, which is Nija Bhaktanam Arin Damayanti, is one who is able to take care of the enemies of his devotees or troublemakers of his followers, is Arindamaha. The other definition given is Rajnyaha Anvartha Sanya. So Arindamaha is a Sanya. Sanya means identifier, a tag or a qualifier. So Rajnyaha means of Raja, Maharajasya. Rajan Rajnyaha means of Raja, Raja ka. Raja ka Anvartha. How do you say he's Raja? If he's an Arindama, then only he's a Raja. So Rajnyaha Anvartha Sanya. Shatrunjayaha. That's also another itivat, means like. So Arindamaha also means Shatrunjayaha. In fact, coincidentally, Shatrughna is also another equivalent word. Shatrunghna Hanti iti Shatrughna. Shatrughna's name also is a similar name. Shatrunjayaha itivat. So Mahorasko Maheshwasaha Gudhajatru Arindamaha. Then the next quality is Ajanubahu. We already discussed Ajanubahu. So Janu Paryantadi Dirghabahu. Janu Paryanta Dirghabahu is Ajanubahu. Sushiraha. One whose head is Sundaram. Sundaram Shiraha. Yasya Saha Sushiraha. Shobhanam Samavrittam Chhatrakaram cha Shiraha Yasya Saha. Again, a Samutrika Lakshana qualification definition here. Sushiraha means what? Shobhanam. It should be pleasant to look at. And Samavrittam, nicely curved. Some faces which are square face, some are too round, some are too chubby, some are have a very prominent jawbone only, so that distracts. But here it is Samavrittam, balanced curves of his face, balanced outline of the face, So Shobhanam, pleasing, balanced outline, Chhatra Akaram. So Chhatra is umbrella. So if somebody has to draw a caricature of that face, it should be like Chhatra Akara. So the Shira should be like Chhatra, an umbrella. So a semicircle kind of a face, head part of it. Shiraha, such a head. Yasya Saha, one who has such a head. Sushiraha. Asya Sulakshanatvam. What is the Sulakshanatvam of this? What is the good quality? What is the Samudrika Shastra defined good quality? Samavritta Shiraschaiva Chhatrakara Shirastatha Eka Chatram Mahim Bhumte Dirgham Ayuscha Vindati iti Naradaha. So Narada's quotation in the Narada Bhakti Puranam is this, that people with such sushiraha, which is samavrittam shiraha, samavritta shiram chaiva, shiras chaiva, Chatrakara shirastatha. So such faces, what do typically they happen to end up with? Eka Chatram Mahim. Eka Chatradipatyam, we say, right? That means under one umbrella, under one roof, king. That means emperor. Not just a king, but an emperor. Able to, an influencer of the entire world. His sole influencer. They will be typically single influencers, sole influencers. Eka Chatram Mahim Bhunkte Dirgham Ayuscha. They will have long life as well. Dirgham Ayuscha Vindati. Iti Naradaha. Sushiraha. Then Sulalataha. So Mahorasko Maheshwasaha Gudhajatra Rindamaha Ajanubahu Sushiraha Sulalataha Suvikramaha. I think we'll probably stop here. It's 8:34. Sriranji?
Yes, I think so.
And it is 8:34. So that means we did 20 qualities so far. But if we do Sulalata, Suvikrama, we would have completed the 10th shloka. That's okay. But, let us all memorize till these 10 shlokas. Starting with Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavo Ramo Nama Janai Shrutaha Niyatatma Mahaviryo Dyutiman Dhritiman Vashi Buddhiman Nitiman Vagmi Shriman Shatrunibarhanaha Vipulamso Mahabahu Kambugrivo Mahahanuhu Mahorasko Maheshwaso Gudhajatru Arindamaha Ajanubahu Sushiraha Sulalatas Vikramaha. These are the how many? Four shlokas. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 shlokas only. Which gave us 20 qualities. So please memorize all these 10. Anybody has any comments, shlokas? Comments, questions, or suggestions, inputs? Otherwise, we will stop with Shanti Mantra and hang on there for further discussions. Okay. Who wants to say the Shanti Mantra? Deepti ji?
Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkhavag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Dhanyavadaha. We'll stop recording here. We can hang on and discuss